Hello friends, today I am going to explain the chapter Force and Laws of Motion. What is force? The pull or push action of the body is known as force. Can we see force? Force cannot be seen, but the effect of force of an object can be seen or felt. Then what are the effects of force? Force can change into the state of rest or motion of an object, into size of an object, shape of the objects, speed of the objects, and direction of the objects. There are two types in forces: balanced force and unbalanced force. What is balanced force? What is unbalanced force? If the resultant of all force acting on a body is not equal to 0, then the force are called unbalanced force. When unbalanced force act on a body, they produce a change in its state of rest or of a uniform motion. Suppose a toy car is lying on the ground. Push the car with your hand. We find that the toy car starts moving. In this case also forces acting on the toy car. The force of gravity acting on the cars downwards and the force of reactions of ground acting upwards and equal opposite. So they balance each other. The wheels of the car's opposing force of friction is less here. The force of our push is greater than the friction, so they cannot balance each other. Therefore, the resultant of the all forces acting on the toy car is not equal to 0. The toy car move in the direction of our push. Now we learn about laws of motion. Sir Isaac Newton was born in 1643. He was the founder of three laws of motion. So it is named as Newton's three laws of motion. Let us learn about Newton's first law of the motion. Everybody continues in its state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless completed by some external force, means unbalanced force, to change that state. Suppose a book is lying on the table. It is at rest. The book will not move by itself. It can change its state of rest only when external force acts on the book. Consider a bicycle moving in a straight line with uniform speed, constant, will continue to move forever without coming to rest. Inertia and mass. What is inertia? The natural tendency of a body to oppose or resist any change in its state of rest or uniform motion is called the inertia of the body. The inertia of body depends on its mass. A stone has more inertia than football. Example. Some everyday observations which are based on the properties of inertia. When a bus suddenly starts moving forward, the passengers in the bus falls backwards. This is because lower part of the body of the passengers being in the contact with the floor of the bus come in motion. Along with the bus, on the other hand, the upper part of his body remains at the rest due to inertia of rest. Hence, the passengers falls backward. Another example, a carpet is beaten with a stick to remove the dust particles. When the carpet is beaten with a stick, the fibers of the carpet come in motion and hence move forward. On the other hand, the dust particles remains at the rest due to the inertia of the rest. Therefore, they fall down. Now, let us learn about momentum. What is momentum? The momentum of body is defined as the product of its mass and velocity. The SI unit of momentum is kilogram per mass by second. If a body is at rest, its velocity is 0. Hence, it is momentum also 0. Momentum is a vector quantity. Examples of momentum. A karate player can break a pile of tiles or a slab of ice with a single blow of his hand. This is because of karate player strikes the pile of tile with his hand very fast. In doing so, momentum of fast moving hand is reduced to 0 in a very short time. This extracts very large force with it as sufficient to break tile. Another example, A bus or car running at the high speed causes a lot of damage during road accidents because vehicles moving at very high speed have large momentum due to its high speed and mass. So there can be a accident. The formula of the momentum is P equals mass into velocity. Newton's second law. The rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force and takes place in the direction in which the force acts. Considered a body of mass means m having an initial velocity u, the initial momentum of the body will be mu. Suppose a force means F acts on the body time t and causes the final velocity to become v, the final momentum of the body will be mv. Now change in momentum of this body is mv minus mu and time taken for the change is t. So according to the Newton's second law, F means force equal initial momentum minus final momentum by time. Thus the force acting is directly proportional to the product of mass of the body and accelerated produced in the body by the action of the force and its acts in the direction of acceleration. This is another definition of Newton's second law of motions. F equals m into a can be turned into an equation by putting in a constant. K equals 1. F equals means force equals constant into mass into accelerated. The value of constant is 1, right? So the above equations becomes F equals m into a. Newton's second law of motions gives us a relation between the force applied to a body and the acceleration produced in the body. The acceleration produced in a body is directly proportional to the body and it is the inversely proportions to the mass of body. Note, if the mass of the body is doubled, its acceleration will be off. If the mass is off, then the acceleration will be get doubled. 1 Newton is that force which when acting on a body of mass 1 kg produce an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in it. Applications of Newton's second law of the motion. A cricket player moves his hands backwards on the catching a fast cricket ball because a fast moving cricket ball has a large momentum and catching the ball its momentum has to be 0. When a cricket player moves back his hands due to the more time taken to stop the ball, the rate of change of momentum of the ball decrease and hence small force is accreted on the hands of the players, so the hands of the players do not get hurt. Another example, during athletes meet a high jump athlete, it provides either a cushion or a heap on the sand on the ground, because when the high jump falls on a soft cushion or a heap on the sand, then the jumper takes longer time to come to the stop. The rate of change of momentum is less, due to which a smaller stopping force acts on the athlete and the athlete does not get hurt. Now let us learn about Newton's third law. To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Action and reaction forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in directions. Moreover, action and reactions act on two different bodies. Example to illustrate Newton's third law of motion. When a person walks on a ground, he pushes the ground with his foot in the backwards direction by pressing the ground. This push is known as an action. According to the Newton's third law of motion, an equal and opposite reaction acts on the foot of the person by the ground. The reaction means force of the ground on the person pushes him forward. Another example, while swimming, a swimmer pushes the water backwards with his hands. Therefore, he applies force in the backward direction, which is known as action. The reaction offered by the water to swimmer pushes him forward. Thus, action force applied by the swimmer on the water in the backward direction. then the reaction is the force excreted by the water on the person in the front direction. What is loss of conversion of momentum? Considered a system consisting of two bodies A and B of masses m1 and m2 respectively, and they have the velocities, initial velocities u1 and u2, and u1 is greater than u2. Let these bodies collide each other for a small interval of time. At the time of collision, body A excretes a force on a body B, and body B excretes equal and opposite force on a body A. Due to this force, the momentum of the body changes. Let final velocities are v1 and v2 be therefore respectively A and B. After collision, let us know initial momentum of the body A is m1 and u1. Initial momentum of body B is m2 and u2. Then the final momentum of the body A is m1 and v1, and final momentum of body B is m2 and v2. Force equal minus final momentum of body B subtracts initial momentum of body B by time taken also equals to the final momentum of body B subtract initial momentum of body B by time taken. This equation of 1 and 2 we get minus final momentum of body B subtracts initial momentum of body B by time taken equals final momentum of body A subtracts initial momentum of body A by time taken. Or we can do like that, add initial momentum of body A into initial momentum of body B and equals to final momentum of body A into final momentum of body B. Then the total momentum of the body system. Therefore, the body A and B before collision, the total momentum of system. Therefore, A and B after collision. This is the law of conversion of linear momentum. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel and like my video.